Imagine this, you're lying on the ground in the open, with no walls, no roof, no weapon in your hand. Every instinct in the animal kingdom says this is the moment you die. You are blind, you are silent, you are in every measurable sense prey. And yet, night after night, for millions of years. This is exactly how our ancestors slept, on the ground, in the open, surrounded by lions, hyenas, leopards, wolves, and bears that could have killed them in seconds. So why didn't they? Why does a sleeping human, one of the softest, slowest, most defenseless animals on Earth, so rarely get eaten? The answer isn't luck. It's a story of fire, smell, sound. And something far stranger, the reputation of an entire species. Let's find out why the most dangerous predators on the planet learned to leave us alone. Before we go further, let's be honest. Predator attacks on sleeping humans are not a myth. They happen. Tigers in the Sundarbans have killed people sleeping in boats. Lions in Tsavo, Kenya, once killed dozens of railway workers in their tents. Leopards in India have dragged children from huts at night. But here's the key detail. These attacks are the rare exception, not the rule, and they almost always happen in very specific conditions. Famine years when prey is scarce, injured or aging predators who can no longer catch fast animals, or humans sleeping completely alone, unprotected, in territory with no fire and no group. Under normal conditions, a group of humans, a fire, some noise, some movement during the night, attacks drop close to zero. That gap between could easily kill us and almost never does, is what we're here to explain. Predators don't hunt with logic. They hunt with pattern recognition, built over millions of years of trial and error. A lion's brain is wired to recognize a very specific silhouette. 4 legs, a horizontal spine, a lowered head grazing on grass. That silhouette means antelope, zebra, wildebeest, food. A human sleeping on the ground doesn't match that pattern. We're not on 4 legs. Our shape is unfamiliar, our scent is unfamiliar, and unfamiliar to a predator means potentially dangerous. In the animal kingdom, curiosity kills. So, caution is the default setting. A lion that investigates every strange shape in the grass doesn't live very long. The ones that survive to pass on their genes are the cautious ones. Over generations, that caution became instinct. When in doubt, stay away. Here's something most people don't know. Humans have a scent reputation. For hundreds of thousands of years, early humans weren't just prey. They were also hunters, scavengers, and fire users. We handled meat, blood, smoke, and tools. Our sweat carries a chemical signature that's genuinely different from a grazing herbivore's. To a predator's nose, we don't smell like food. We smell like something that fights back, throws rocks, wields fire, and travels in unpredictable, loud groups. This matters because predators are economists at heart. Every hunt costs energy and risks injury, and a broken leg or a torn muscle in the wild is often a death sentence, because an injured predator can't hunt. So predators are constantly calculating, is this worth the risk? A creature that smells like danger, looks unfamiliar, and might be armed simply isn't worth it when a real antelope is standing right next to it. If there's one single invention that rewrote the relationship between humans and predators, it's fire. Fire does 3 things no predator can ignore. It produces light, which ruins night vision built for stalking in darkness. It produces heat and unpredictable movement, which nearly every wild animal is instinctively wary of. And it produces smoke, a smell that, across the animal kingdom, has become deeply associated with danger. Wildfires kill. Studies of modern lions in Africa show they actively avoid campfires, circling wide around them even when hungry. Our ancestors who controlled fire didn't just gain warmth and cooked food, they gained an invisible fence. A predator that would happily stalk a sleeping antelope in the dark will often stop dead at the edge of firelight and simply walk away. Predators are ambush specialists. Their entire strategy depends on surprise, isolation, and silence. A lone antelope that wanders from the herd is an easy target. A herd that stays tight, alert, and loud is a nightmare to approach. Early humans slept in groups, often with someone half awake, shifting position, murmuring, coughing, tending the fire. That constant, low-level noise and movement is a predator's worst environment. Ambush hunting works on stillness and silence, and a human camp offers neither. Even the sound of shifting bodies and breathing at irregular rhythms disrupts a predator's ability to time an attack. Compare that to a lone human, sleeping in total silence, far from any group. That's precisely the profile of the rare cases where attacks do happen. The lesson written into every surviving human lineage is simple. The group is the shield. This last reason is less biological and more cultural, passed not through genes, but through experience. Predator populations that have any history of encountering armed, group living, fire using humans develop what researchers call learned avoidance. A predator that attacks a human and survives being chased off with spear's fire, or thrown rocks, learns a lesson fast. Humans are costly. That lesson can even be passed to offspring behaviorally, as young predators watch how their mothers react to human scent and human sound. This is why predator populations that have had little to no contact with humans, on remote islands for instance, often show far less natural fear of us than predators in regions with a long shared history. Fear of humans, in many predator species, isn't purely instinct, it's memory. So when you stack it all up, the unfamiliar silhouette, the non-prey scent, the fire, the noise, the numbers, and generations of learned caution, sleeping humans end up protected by a kind of invisible armor. No claws, no fangs, no thick hide, just risk calculations running in the mind of every predator nearby, all quietly concluding the same thing: not worth it. It's a fragile kind of safety, and it explains exactly why the exceptions happen where they do. A lone traveler with no fire, a starving predator with nothing left to lose, a region where humans have vanished long enough for that learned fear to fade. Strip away any one piece of the armor, and the odds shift. In the end, our ancestors didn't survive the age of predators because they were strong, fast, or armed with claws. They survived because they were smart enough to look dangerous without being dangerous, to use fire number and reputation as substitutes for teeth they never had. Every night your ancestors slept unprotected under an open sky and woke up alive. A quiet negotiation was taking place in the dark, one written not in words but in scent, light, and sound. And every single one of us alive today is proof that, for hundreds of thousands of nights in a row, our side won that negotiation. That's not luck.